In 1, 2, 3, we're going to begin in how many seconds? We're live? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again to another virtual digital transformation series with the main focus of educating our people to ensure they can make their lives a lot easier as it becomes to their daily lives. So no longer you need to stand up in a line. You can do many of these transactions online. You can fill out applications online for your various loans, applications, you name it. It is possible today. So the Ministry of Public Works and the Digital Economy, and through the Caribbean Digital Transformation Unit, our main goal is to ensure that we continue to educate our people, we continue to motivate our companies to use digital technologies, and through the government system also that we begin to change to make it easy for our persons to move forward to utilize different systems. So again, we are very happy today that we have 3 companies here presenting. We have Eclipse Technologies, we have Finance Focus, and we have the enabling PICAT Innovations. So many times you have the virtual services, but you also have to have the back end, which has to be strong. You have to ensure that you can protect your systems, you can protect the data of your clients, and this is some of the things that we're going to talk about today. So PICAT Technologies is all about the physical technologies, the same as Eclipse Technologies, and we also have Finance Focus, which is very important, which is going to help you in terms of managing your money, because that's extremely important. So whilst you use digital technologies to increase your income, you have to make sure you're able to manage those funds as best as possible. So again, through the Ministry of Public Works and Digital Economy, we're very happy to be here today to begin to continue trying to educate our people. And we ask you, if you're watching live, please share. Please share. Sharing is caring. Liking does not do much, but sharing is the most important way of ensuring that other people see what others are doing. And we're really happy that we have these companies here today who are ahead of the curve. They are already moving forward. They are already using digital technologies to improve on their visibility, which is very important. And I dare say one of the companies that we have here today is doing a fantastic job at the visibility. That's Finance Focus. Instead of having to spend thousands and thousands of dollars, you can actually do a lot of that stuff online yourself if you know what to do. So I'm sure she'll be able to share a few of those tips with the clients as they move forward. So today I'm going to first introduce Mr. Grayson Stedman Jr., who is the CEO, owner, founder, everything of Eclipse Technologies, who will then introduce his company, speak about his company, and then run a video that will show you better how to use some of these services. Over to you, Mr. Stedman.
Thank you, Robbie, and good morning to everyone. Good morning to the people of Dominica and further afield. Thank you for inviting us to participate in this activity. Now, the thing about the digital transformation project is that a number of companies have been presented before regarding the online services that they offer. Now, there are many small businesses that may not have those online services and wonder how they can go about creating their online presence, presenting online services to their customers. And that's where Eclipse Technologies comes in. Eclipse Technologies is a business technology solutions company, and we offer the type of services that allows businesses to create an online presence and showcase their products, their services to their customers. Hi, I'm Grayson J. Stedman Jr., CEO and founder of Eclipse Technologies, a business technology solutions provider. Many companies and organizations are transitioning to and showcasing their online presence. Technology has undoubtedly become the cornerstone of business strategy. This is a long way from where we were just a few years ago, where technology was considered an annoying expense by many and completely ignored by others. We can no longer play catch-up in the global digital economy. We are fast approaching the second quarter of the 21st century and constantly bombarded by buzzwords such as the metaverse, blockchain, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and algorithms, and more. As the world is beginning to transition from Web 2.0 to Web 3.0, many local businesses are still on Web 1.0 and have little understanding of the technologies that drive innovation. At Eclipse Technologies, we recognize the gap and we help businesses realize and implement their technology needs by matching the right people with the right ideas. At Eclipse, we don't just sell a product or service. We help you identify your genuine needs to better serve your customers and increase operational efficiency. We then find the right solutions and the necessary procedures, policies, and technology to solve your real-world problem. Solutions we provide include developing or improving your online presence, whether you need to showcase your products or services, develop an e-commerce presence, improve your social media outreach, increase your Google ranking, or develop a fully featured interactive application. We can develop or source the right solution for you. Enhance your online presence by adding real-time chat box directly on your website. Receive notifications on your phone and respond to customer inquiries immediately. Many independent service providers struggle to manage the schedule of their customers and clients. This often results in overbookings, long wait times, tired, impatient, and irritated customers, and frustration for all parties. We can help you develop an online booking solution where customers can book an appointment at a time convenient for them while lying in comfort of their bed. No more missed calls or overlooked messages of customers attempting to book appointments. No double bookings or forgetting to write it down. Customers receive automatic appointment reminders while you can view your entire schedule at a glance. Whether you are a doctor, dentist, lawyer, barber, or hairstylist, you're certain to improve your business and customer satisfaction when customers can walk in at their scheduled time, receive their service, and continue about their day. We offer solutions for technological infrastructure, from firewalls and anti-malware, antivirus solutions to protect your network, finding the right in-house server or remote cloud solution for your needs, identifying the right software solutions for your accounting, HR, payroll, inventory, or customer relations management, among others. We assist in putting the right policies and procedures in place to ensure that your team is leveraging the technology at their disposal to propel your organization forward. Vital to implementing these solutions is also providing the right coaching and training. We help identify the gaps and the training required. Key to this is comprehensive cybersecurity and ransomware training that we provide to protect you from a single unsuspecting employee accidentally clicking the wrong link and bring your entire business to its knees. As more and more businesses transition online, the exposure and vulnerability increases exponentially. We implement solutions that protect your business, your data, your team, your customers, and even your premises from internal and external threats to give you peace of mind. At Eclipse Technologies, we have cultivated and continue to cultivate partners that we can rely on to provide the solutions needed. Our mantra is to make life better. This means utilizing the resources at our disposal to make your life better, and in turn, making the lives of your customers and your team members' lives better as well. Visit our website and book a consultation so we can make your life better.
Hello everybody, my name is Luana Laura, CEO and founder.
Okay guys,
of
welcome back to
We
our
are a
live
financial literacy
session.
firm which also provides support and accounting services.
As we just fix a little glitch right there. Thank you very much. So again, welcome back to the Virtual Digital Transformation Series, where we're showcasing various companies, and right now we just saw a wonderful informative video from Eclipse Technologies explaining the various services that they offer. So could you just reconfirm, how does one contact your company or contact you?
So the best way to contact us, you can contact us via our website, eclipsetech.com. That is Eclipse spelled for Y, eclipsetech.com. Also,
Green. Yeah, that's it.
Also, you can contact us by call or WhatsApp at 767-617-2008. So again, that is 617-2008. You can contact us via WhatsApp or phone call. And our email address, contact@eclipsetech.com.
Thank you very much. I heard you mention that a lot of times companies, especially small companies, SMEs, feel it's just too much, it's too much to do, it's too expensive. Could you just touch on some of those points as to encouraging them as to why it is easy, and obviously some of the services that you offer to make life easy for them, and maybe some of the major or the most important things that they should do to ensure that they have a proper presence?
So important in having an online presence, apart from your social media presence, also to have a website. Because social media presence, which is vital, allows you to constantly keep in touch with your clientele. But also an online, having a website would allow you to really showcase what your company is about, what it offers, and the thing about having a website is not just about selling your products or services, but also creating an experience for your customers and showcasing your brand and what it is, what type of interaction that your customers can expect from you. And what Eclipse offers is the services of creating that online presence for you and also managing and maintaining that presence. Because a lot of people think that once I put a website up, that's it. I can just park it there and forget about it. But having a website is like having a vehicle. You can't just buy a vehicle and never service it, never put gas in it, etc. You have to keep maintaining it. You have to protect it. There are people trying to hack websites all the time. So Eclipse offers services that protect put security on your website, back it up in case there's any incident, update the content, update the plugins, the themes, etc. So we offer all those types of services.
So in other words, having a website, having a social media presence is kind of similar to a relationship.
It is
right?
actually a relationship.
So the sweet talk on the street, hi, hello, how are you, you're looking beautiful, blah, 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 that is the social media presence, right?
Right.
But to get into the meter things, you have to have the website where you can dig in deeper, you can see a lot more rich information about the company, and that information is there 24/7. I always say to individuals, if you're going to face a social media page, you have to do so much scrolling to get all of the information, and clearly that's where the website would help.
Right, so with the website, you can organize all your products or services in a structured manner so that anyone that is trying to find a particular product or service can easily find that. Another thing you can do with your website, you can create a booking system. So depending on what type of service you offer, if let's say, as I mentioned in the video, if let's say you're a doctor, a lawyer, a hairstylist, you can actually have your customers book their appointments online and have it in a structured calendar, so you know there are no double bookings, there are no issues with persons trying to book and they can't get you. You can also have a chat box on your website where persons can communicate with you live from your website, no matter where you are. So someone sends a message in your chat box, you get a notification in your cell phone, you can respond right away.
Could you just explain that chat box? Because I have one, but I haven't really used it because I feel that it might be a bit troublesome. But I realize a lot of us, when we go on the international websites, we use those chat boxes. So I don't understand why, or I think I understand why we're afraid of it, but I think it's something that's very important because, as you're saying, you can have somebody respond immediately.
Yes.
You can have someone respond. Could you just give a little bit more on that, on how simple it could be to get that initiated?
Okay, so the important thing about having a live chat box is that you be able to respond. And I think that's why certain businesses might be afraid to implement it in terms of being able to respond quickly. But even if you're not able to respond right away, you can set it up in such a way that the person gets an automated message, they can send a message, and you can respond via email, etc. So the person can enter their contact information and you can get back to them. And as I mentioned, when someone sends a message in the chat box, you can get an alert right on your phone. So no matter where you are, whether you're at your business or whether you're on the road, you can get that alert and you can respond to the person right away.
Okay, fantastic. Any other key pieces that you'd want to encourage persons to use? Very importantly, security is important,
Yes,
because when the more you're out there, is the more that you become the target. You become
Very true.
the rosy mango. Any
Very true.
tidbits as to how persons or what they should do to improve on security, either.
Okay, so a couple points. First of all, never put secure information or confidential information out there. Always maintain strong passwords. You mentioned in an earlier video of the series that you use a password manager, which is very advisable to have a password manager where you can manage all your passwords. Use two-factor authentication. Most of the services, most of the companies that offer online services incorporate two-factor authentication, where apart from using a password, it also generates a code that you enter. So I strongly recommend that for all your services, your emails, etc. Basically, use proper digital hygiene. Don't use the same password on all platforms. Have proper antivirus, and be mindful of suspicious emails, suspicious links. And let me just plug in right here that Eclipse is also the reseller of Viper antivirus. So if you need a stable and reliable and small footprint antivirus, we can offer that service. And also, we are also in the final stages of signing an agreement with a company called KnowBe4 that offers cybersecurity training. And right now, as you mentioned, it is very important that you be secure and you and your staff be mindful of the threats out there, and KnowBe4 offers the type of trainings and penetration testing that can expose any flaws that you may have and train your staff into how to go about utilizing the best practices.
So my final question to you before you wrap up is a lot of times people create a password, and normally they get the password welcome. And then when the system hopefully tells them create another password, they put welcome 1. And then 3 months after, they put welcome 2, welcome 3, welcome 4. What is your suggestion as it pertains to that?
Okay, so I can talk about my own personal experience. I use a password manager, and it's always advisable to use complex passwords. Don't use any word that can be found in a dictionary. Use complex passwords. Authentication of both uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, special characters. Now, those type of passwords can be difficult to remember, but if you use a password manager, you only need to remember one password, the password of the password manager itself, and it stores all your other passwords. So in my case, all of my passwords, whether it's my email password, my mobile banking password, etc., I don't even know what the password is because the password manager stores that. It's randomly generated characters that the password manager itself generates, and it's saved there, and I just have to remember one password, my main password, my master password for my password manager.
Yes, I can contest to that. I use a similar password manager. I use a very long password. I have one password that I need to remember, and I can say to you it takes about 2 weeks to learn that password. It's 16 characters, it has numbers, it has letters, it has uppercase, it has lowercase. So let me tell you, it takes some time. So I have some specific places. I even store those passwords written just in case I forget.
Well, I would not recommend you write down any passwords.
No. Mine is so long I have to write it down. There's no way I'm going to remember.
This is your master password you're referring to?
My master, but
but if it's written down, if someone gets that one password, they get access to everything.
Oh, they have no idea what that password is. I'm very specific as to
but
where.
Another thing that also advises is the two-factor authentication. So with the two-factor authentication, even if I give you my username and password, you still wouldn't be able to.
So the average person listening, what does two-factor authentication mean in simple terms?
Okay, so what two-factor authentication means is that apart from your username and password, which is something that you know, the two-factor authentication is it generates a code, which is something that you have. So, for example, take for example mobile banking. When you sign into mobile banking, you use your username and password. It generates a code that is sent to your phone via text or your email, and you have to use that code to complete your login. So, if you don't have access to your email or if you don't have your phone on you, you can't log in. There are other password other services that would use an authenticator app, and that app generates a unique code every minute. So each minute, the code is regenerated. And so to log in, for example, if it's your Gmail or your Hotmail, whenever you're logging in, it generates that code. You go to your Authenticator app, which is on your phone. And again, so that is something that you have. You have it on your phone. And you use that code to complete your login. So even if, as I said, even if I give you my username and password, if you don't have my phone, you can't log in. And of course, I have passwords on my phone as well, which fingerprint lock. So even if you have my phone, you can't get into the phone, you can't get into my Authenticator app, you cannot log in. So all these security, it makes it extremely difficult for someone to access your account.
Okay, so thank you very much, Mr. Grayson Stedman of Eclipse Technologies. I will just give you 1 minute to wrap up to just summarize about it's a plug. Remember, this is all about plugging in. So if you can do a 1 minute plug about your company, and then we'll move on to the next client.
Okay, so as I said, Eclipse Technologies is a business technology solutions company. So we provide solutions, any type of solution that is technology related. And if we facilitate any issue that you have. So it also means partnering with other companies. So for example, if you have a solution and we cannot provide it, if we have to partner with, say, Peacock Innovations, we can do so. And as I mentioned earlier, we are a reseller of Viper Antivirus. We are finalizing becoming a reseller of KnowBe4 services. We are also a representative of Fireminds. Fireminds is basically the IT arm of many of the major telecoms companies in the region, and we are the representative here in Dominica. And we are also finalizing becoming a representative for a email service company as well. And again, you can contact us at eclipsetech.com, eclipsetech.com. Our number is 767-617-2008. Our email address, contact@eclipsetech.com. And we are on social media, Eclipse Technologies on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube as well.
Thank you very much, Eclipse Technologies. Thank you very much, Mr. Grayson Stedman, for
Thanks
this
for having us.
fantastic presentation. We really want to thank you guys for being here, because many times people are scared to do these kind of things, and that is one of the important things of digital technology, is the ability to provide advocacy to yourself on a regular basis. And I think all of us should use these technologies to make persons more aware of all of the wonderful services that we are offering. And I'm happy to see that we have people in Dominica, as you can see, you're here, who are already offering all of these amazing services. So the next company we're going to introduce in a short while is Finance Focus. And I dare say that just to reiterate that I'm here representing the Ministry of Public Works and the Digital Economy, and also the Caribbean Digital Transformation Unit. And our role is to ensure that we assist the people of Dominica in being knowledgeable about digital technologies, being able to use those digital technologies to earn an income, to ensure that and to encourage our companies in Dominica to use digital technologies to make it easier for them to operate, for their staff to operate, but most importantly for services to the clients. Nowadays we have mothers, fathers, and we have children, and we have so many different things that we need to do, and we need to have time to do our various services. So down to shopping online, we had Shop DM. You can actually purchase items online and pay for them online. We had National Bank of Dominica. We had M-Laja. A lot of times we have to go and stand up in line and pay our water bill, our light bill. We had Domlec and we had the Wasco, and all of them are already offering services that allows you to pay your bill online. Here's a very good hack. In terms of Domlec, they normally do the cutting on a Friday at 12 o'clock. If you use your credit card, it means you can do that transaction 1 minute before 12 and not get disconnected. So again, the technologies are here. Our companies in Dominica, many of them are already offering these fantastic services, and that's why we want to ensure that we communicate as best as possible so that you are aware of these services, so that you can actually save time, even down to the government of Dominica, as opposed to having to go to the treasury and stand in line and wait to pay your passport renewal, you can actually use your phone and pay that online and make your life a lot easier and save a significant amount of time. You don't have to do it on your desktop, you can do it on your phone, so you can do it whilst you're in your vehicle, you can do it anywhere. As you're aware, recently the government also launched their vaccination online card. So again, everybody's moving forward in that direction, and we're asking all of you to use those facilities a lot more. Many of us are actually shopping online on a regular basis. So I say to you, what you do online out of Dominica, you can do the same thing in Dominica. So ask the questions from the various companies, and I'm sure they'll be willing to tell you about that. So I want to introduce the company Finance Focus by Luana Laura, and I must say that she is one of the persons who is out there spreading knowledge on a regular basis. So I would encourage many of you to follow her model in terms of advocating your business and your services. And you will see that she follows, I'm not sure she's following him, but she's using the approach. Jab, jab, jab. Jab, jab, jab means you're providing great content. You're providing knowledgeable content. You're teaching people, and every so often you give them the right hook, which is the sell. So she's using that perfectly. So just follow her model, and you'd realize that it makes a huge difference. By doing that, you become the perceived guru in the market. So obviously, if I want a particular service, I am going to go back to the person who I've been hearing. So I introduce Luana Laura.
Good morning, Mr. Tom.
Make sure it's on?
Yes, it's on.
Okay.
Good morning, participants. Good morning, Dominicans. Good morning, listeners. I am Luana Laura, founder and CEO of Finance Focus Consultancy. We are a brand, and we are also a business. We are a financial literacy company which also provides business support and accounting services to micro and small businesses. It's really a pleasure to be here with you today because Finance Focus actually celebrates 5 years today, and I'm happy to be a part of the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project where I can present to you myfinancefocus.com. We've been around for 5 years. We started by sharing free financial tips through social media. We then transitioned to our flagship Financial Friday, which is a YouTube series sharing financial tips, inviting experts in the market to talk about financial matters. And now we have created a resource, a website, myfinancefocus.com, so that you'll have even more access to resources, tools, and financial content to help you manage your money.
So we're
Hello,
going to
everybody.
move over to
My name is Luana Laura, CEO and founder of Finance Focus. We are a financial literacy firm which also provides support and accounting services to micro and small businesses. We've been around for about 5 years now, and in January, we recently launched our website, myfinancefocus.com. Today, I will walk you through the website so you can have access to a number of different resources that can help you manage money. To access the website, we head to the URL myfinancefocus.com. Once the site is loaded, we start from the left side and take a look all the way down to the right side where we can access a number of different resources to the website. We have coaching, business services about Finance Focus, speaking, blogs, and the contact area, as well as the social media handles. By clicking on the social media handles, it takes you directly to the social media pages where you can find access to more information. When we head back to the site, the first thing that you see is a 2-minute personality quiz. Do you want to know how good you are with your money? This is one of the most favorite areas on the site, and what it does, it brings awareness as to how we manage money and our relationship with money. When it comes to personal finance, the first stage is being aware of how well you are with money. So we're going to take this quiz, by answering a few questions that resonate the most to me. Now, each statement has impact into the result of your money personality. So I'm going to select a few things here. I understand the difference between the things that I want and I need. I like to have fashionable and most up-to-date things. Shopping really cheers me up when I'm having a bad day. Hello everybody, my name and I get great joy from helping others. Upon selecting all the lines that resonate to you, we click submit to find out our money personality. And we found my money personality. I am the spender. Now it's brought awareness to different characteristics of that personality and some of the challenges that I may face. Now once you become aware, you can contact us directly to discuss more about your money personality. Now that we're aware, we're going to take a look further into the website. You will see a number of different areas where I have presented on money management and entrepreneurship, like DBS Radio, Digicel, and Kyrie. As we continue to the site, you'll access a video which gives insight into the YouTube videos that we have produced over the past years. To date, we have over 40 videos on our YouTube channel, and you can access that on the top bar with the YouTube shortcut. As we continue down on the landing page, you will see information submitted by clients who have worked with Finance Focus. They have left a number of reviews that can give credibility into the work that we have done over the past 5 years. We continue with some information about myself and how I have helped individuals change their relationship with money. You will also see a list of services that we have provided clients with. Some include private one-to-one coaching, business services to micro and small businesses, and group coaching for both personal and entrepreneurship. As we scroll down, you get to access videos from our YouTube channel, and you can find information for both entrepreneurship and personal finance right here on this landing page. But what would Finance Focus be without free financial tips? You can also access our articles where we write about money management and more. You would go ahead and select the article and it would take you to the blogs page where you can access more information on various topics on money management and business management. We head back to the landing page where we now can contact Finance Focus and myself to receive our newsletter every Monday morning in your inbox. So you would go ahead and enter your email address and subscribe. And that will give you access to exclusive content from the Daily Deposit Finance Focus newsletter. At the bottom of the landing page, you will find quick links. You'll find more about my story, the history of Finance Focus, the mission, vision, and values, and additional quick links. And coming soon, there will be a loan repayment calculator. What if you want to pay extra on your loan and you would like to know how much interest that you're going to save or what that monthly new payment will be like? Look out for the loan calculator coming soon on myfinancefocus.com. But what about our other services? We provide coaching to individuals and businesses as well as business services. On our coaching tab, it takes you through the process of the coaching program. Our first step is awareness. Then you would schedule a meeting, you would show commitment, and your transformation will be complete. Additional coaching services include couples coaching, personal coaching, and group coaching. And if you want to speak to us one time, you can go ahead and click Let's Talk. It will take you to the contact page. For our business services, You can access that by clicking the tab Business Services. We have a plethora of business services that we offer to micro and small businesses, including business plan preparation, financial projections, reconciliation, and financial reporting. You will see what that entails by clicking on each of the items. But what about Finance Focus? By heading to the About Finance Focus tab, you can find more about our history, my story, and the mission, vision, and values. Another favorite area of mine on the site is the Speaking tab. This will outline the areas and the institutions that I have presented at over the past years. But you will also see credibility statements from participants of these events that show that they have been impacted by Finance Focus. If you want to access our blogs, you go straight ahead and click the Blogs tab. You will have access to all our blogs, and these are updated as frequently as you would require information. But how can you contact Finance Focus? Head over to the Contact tab and drop me a line. You can click directly on the WhatsApp link to take you straight to my WhatsApp chat, or email me at luana@myfinancefocus.com. You can also select the area that you have an inquiry, and we will get back in contact with you within 24 hours. myfinancefocus.com is a new resource to access money management tools and business management techniques. Be sure to like and subscribe the YouTube channel so you don't miss a video. Visit our social media websites and head over to myfinancefocus.com to subscribe to the newsletter, The Daily Deposit.
Welcome back to the Virtual Digital Transformation series being held under the government headquarters in Roseau, Dominica, brought to you by the Ministry of Public Works and the Digital Economy through the Digital Transformation Project Unit. Thank you very much, Luana, for a job well done. As you can see, she has this thing down packed. I don't even have to ask the question about her contact information. That information was always on her side, as you can see. So again, there's a wealth of information out there. And clearly, like we said earlier, the website is truly the relationship, where you can find so much more rich content that explains to you all of the services that a company has. So you can only do so much with the social media posts, but you want to use that to draw you back to your web page. And the other great thing about having a web page too is that you can go back into the analytics and see what you did that brought people to your page, where they came from your page, who referred them to your page, where they're from, whether they're male or female, their demographics. So much rich information that is there when you use. You can get some of that also from your social media posts, but you really want to push them back to your web page where you can hold them and move them in the right direction. So thank you very much for that. One of the things that I saw, coaching, very, very important. And there was one that says coaching not only for the individual, but for couples, because many times if you're married, your money is not your money, it's our money. So if you could just touch base on that, on the importance of the coaching sessions, and the also when you're in a relationship, why it needs to be two and not just one.
Thank you, Robbie. Thank you for sharing your insights on the website. It's a pleasure hearing your feedback. One of the greatest reasons for divorce in marriage is money. So it's imperative that couples, once they start dating and they become serious, that they start having these conversations of money management, joint accounts, financial goals, sharing their future together financially. That is why it's one of the services that is offered, because I understand the importance of money and relationships. We live in a society where we were not really taught financial literacy. We had to learn from our peers, we learned from our families, and we are pushed into employment, we're pushed into relationships with very limited knowledge on financial literacy. And with our coaching sessions, it assists individuals and couples to improve their financial education, to plan for family, to plan for babies, to consider joint accounts, mortgages, because that is important in life.
Thank you very much for that. One of the things I remember doing was a program called Financial Intelligence, right? They say that you have to be smart. A lot of times people think that people are lucky, but I always say it's not a matter of luck, it's a matter of planning. And clearly what you're doing is allowing people to the ability to plan and to move forward from that standpoint.
Certainly, when it comes to money management, it all boils down to our behavior. And in order to control our behavior, control our emotions, we have to plan and we have to prepare. You don't just wake up in the morning and decide, I'm going to leave today. You have a budget. You know how much you want to spend, how much you're going to spend on bus fare, on gas, on lunch, on taking care of the children throughout the day. So it's imperative that when it comes to money management, we think of the 2 P's, which are planning and preparation.
Thank you for that. So someone asked me, I told them that you were going to be on. And they said, you know, one of the questions I want to ask Luana at Finance Focus is, I am under pressure, I am under strain, I have too many small loans and all kinds of stuff. Could you give us maybe, just for the person listening, I'm suggesting that you go back to her site and get more information and sign up for the coaching. But what I would ask her, could you just give maybe 3 or 4 pieces that someone should do when they're in a situation like that to try and get out of debt?
So as we initially mentioned, the first stage in understanding your finances is awareness. You have to understand where you are financially. What is your money, your relationship with money like? What are the income sources that are coming in? What are the expenses that you have? Once you have that in mind, the next step is to prepare a budget. Many times we believe that when we budget, it's because we're broke. But the multimillionaires, the Fortune 500 companies, they also budget in order for them to have efficient operations. So as an individual, you should outline your budget based on your needs, wants, savings, and investments. If you're in a situation where you're overcommitted with debt, you need to outline the debt that you have, the interest rates, the monthly payments that you owe, so that you can become more aware of the next step to take. Many people like to run into debt consolidation, but before you do that, you need to identify whether debt consolidation actually makes you better off or worse off. There are a number of different management techniques that you can employ, and you can find that on the YouTube channel. There's a series called the Debt Management Series, which will outline the different debt management techniques for you. And if you feel that your back is against the wall and you need additional help, come to Finance Focus for coaching, because we've been here. If you take a look at our story on the website, you will see that we struggled with money management in our youth, and we have overcome it step by step, day by day. We're still a work in progress, but we are able to use the techniques and resources that we used to help you.
I think Luana was being very nice earlier on when she said that we're not really taught how to manage money. And I think I will say it for her. We are not taught how to manage money. We were not taught in school. And unfortunately, our parents did not know as much as they should. And they too did not teach us the right way. Most of them told us to spend, and what you have left over, you save. And I think she would tell you it's the other way around. You save first, and then you adjust your life to suit on the balance of your income. And I remember going through this firsthand myself. What was it, 2003, after an accident. I was down for like 2 months. I had broken collarbone, ribs, and all sort of other stuff. And I was saying, but I read a couple books, and the first book I read, and I think my mom was smart. You know, I didn't like to read. I prefer audiobooks. She gave me The Richest Man in Babylon. Very short book. And it basically teaches you, very short book, kind of biblical, but it teaches you how to get out of debt. And I think many of us need to educate ourselves. There's a lot of information out there. And as Luana said, if you go on her website, she actually has all of these videos in a nice chronological order. And again, if you go to her Facebook page, it's going to be difficult to find all of those nice videos. But if you go to her website, then you can see it. Or if you go to a YouTube channel, you can see the various playlists. So I think you may want to just touch a bit on some of these things.
Yes, certainly. The videos are sectioned by series. So currently we are in our fourth season of Financial Friday. And coming soon, next week Friday, we have a brand new episode celebrating, commemorating 5 years of building finance-focused brand. So look out for it, and look out for a lot more in store from Finance Focus.
So I would like to say congratulations. A lot of times we see people at a particular stage, and we assume that Luana just came to where she is, and she has this beautiful website, but we always forget it's a process. You start small, and you continuously try to grow, and you also saving so you can invest and move your company forward. So when is actually your 5 years? Is it this?
It's today.
It's today. So congratulations. If I had where's the champagne? A virtual champagne. So again, congratulations on 5 years. It's never easy. Many businesses don't even reach 5 years. So congratulations to you for sticking to it. And I can see that this is not just a business for you. You're very passionate about it.
I am.
In terms of trying to educate people. And I think you'll go very far as it comes to that. So as we wrap up, just if you can just wrap up with us in terms of some of the things and also your plugs that you may want to do to talk about your business.
Yes, I also want to highlight some of the local businesses that I use in branding. We have the canvas done at Campbell's, and you can log on to their website as well and select your options for your canvas. We have our piggy banks that are also for sale, and they are customized by Alter Inc., another small business. We have our website, which is done locally by Redbox Solutions Inc. They also provide social media management and digital marketing for Finance Focus. And for the entrepreneurs who may wonder, what does it take to get here? My message to you is to remain consistent. Remain passionate, remain consistent, prepare and plan, because the support and the hard work pays off in the long run. You know, you make short-term sacrifices for long-term gain, and believe me, it's paying off. Look at us, we're 5 years older.
Definitely.
Be reminded to follow Finance Focus on all social media channels. We are on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on TikTok, we're on Twitter, we're also on LinkedIn. So for the different age groups, the different content, it's curated for you and what applies to you. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, visit My Finance Focus, and subscribe to the Direct Deposit, which is our newsletter, to get exclusive access to tips, how-tos, content, more financial literacy, resources. And follow us for our next 5 years. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much, Luana. Thank you very much, and congratulations. And we all wish you all the best. I can just see by some of the visuals of persons that you'll be getting a couple of views. So please look at your analytics and see if there's been an uptake in that. So like my 7-year-old son says, please like and subscribe all of their channels, right? And very important, you can't just use one channel. It's like you trying to advertise on DBS radio alone. You're only going to get a certain number of people hearing it. You can't just advertise on Q95 alone. You can't just advertise on Wise FM or Kyrie FM. You have to go on all of the media channels, and that's why you're hearing Luana saying that she's on all of the various channels. And I say to persons also, very importantly, do not be scared to use the other channels. Otherwise, you're going to be left behind. So many of us, we've heard of TikTok. Many of us are scared of using TikTok, but if you don't use it, that is one of the best channels for free awareness and advertising. The analytics clearly shows that if you go on Instagram and you put out one piece of content, you may get 10 likes, whereas opposed to by using TikTok right now, you might get 50 likes. So don't be scared, use the channels. As Luana said, there are many companies in Dominica, and some of them are right here, Eclipse Technology, who are actually allowing you to manage your social media channels, again, to get more advocacy out there. So again, thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. Thank
Wonderful.
you for having me.
No problem, our pleasure. We are now going to move over to Picat Innovations. It is a company, another great company in Dominica, who are providing fantastic services to the country of Dominica, especially in terms of the physical infrastructure. As we said, the physical infrastructure is equally as important, and they will do some work in terms of ensuring that you are more aware. So again, I turn over to Mr. Alexander and Mr. Benjamin.
Thank you very much, Robbie, and thank you very much to the Government of Dominica and the Digital Transformation Unit. We are pleased to be here this morning. We know that many persons in the public domain might not know of Picat Innovations, but most likely many of you have been impacted by Picat Innovations in some way or the other. We don't have a product per se, because we are a service-oriented technology outsource company. And in Picat, we have been around for quite a while. In fact, we will be celebrating 10 years of existence very soon. And having come from a background of telecoms and pure technology, what we have focused on doing is bringing the technology closer to the customer. And by doing that, by focusing on that, we've been playing a role where we help companies to focus not on the technology itself, focus on their core business while we take care of the technology for them. Our focus really, although we are here as a technology company, our real focus is the customer and the companies that we serve, because we feel that by focusing on that, we can use technology to help them to give a better customer experience and also to make themselves more competitive, to reduce their costs. At Picat, we are driven by our motto in that we want to help our customers to succeed. So we always look at things and say, well, how can technology help you to do this smarter? How can it help you to do it cheaper? And we do not do everything from a technology point of view. For example, we are here together with Eclipse today. And we know Eclipse is one of the leading companies in terms of helping small businesses and general businesses develop their online content. So we will partner with other companies that provide expertise that we don't have. But by working with us, we provide a one-stop shop where we can bring the different areas of technology together, not just the soft technology, but even the back-end systems, the systems that are required to support. For example, you will need power, you will need, in your business, you will also need cooling and air conditioning. And so we will work with you to make sure that all the elements that are required all fit together to achieve your goals. We also recognize that the customers or the end customers, they want the same experience from the services that the businesses provide. So if a business, for example, a local business wants to have an online presence, the online customers will want to feel that it is just as reliable and it meets the same standards as the services that are provided by other customers. So we would work in the background with the local service providers. We also work with the local companies to ensure that the standards are met and that they have the full suite of a professional IT company without having to hire a CEO or an IT professional, an IT executive themselves. They have the full experience that we bring on board without having to have that person in-house. So what are the core services that we provide? Mr. Keith Benjamin, my business partner, will join on that.
Yes, thank you, Ina. So we focus primarily on 5 areas of service. Managed IT services, secure access control, surveillance, that is video surveillance, UPS systems, from the smallest unit on their desk to the largest units used by larger institutions, and renewable energy systems. Ina, so you want to give some details on those?
In the area of managed IT, there has been a lot of changes in technology, and many times customers or companies would not be competitive if they do things in the old way. A company may have its IT systems and they feel, well, they need to have a server, but they may not always count the full cost. They may not recognize that to have a server that is reliable, you must have storage, you must have reliable power, and you must have people that are very competent to actually manage those services. We have a connected world where a small business connected through the internet can become a liability because you have persons sitting probably anywhere around the world who will target the most vulnerable. And the same threats that exist for bigger companies, those threats start many times with the smaller companies. I recall when I worked at Flow for many years, there would be very small, insignificant looking companies, but they were attacked by people from Israel, from Ukraine, from Russia, and they would attack them sometimes looking for things or ransomware and maybe taking information and putting their customers at risk. So in the managed IT space, we give customers the confidence that we can take care of that risk for them, the physical and also the technology risk that they have. We also help them to see that you could outsource some of your hosting, we could outsource some of your services. It may not make enough sense to have a server that is powered, where you need to provide cooling. We could actually host that for you either locally or in the cloud, and you get the same customer experience that you would have if you had your own system. We also work with many customers to integrate technology. When we see things like a simple door access, a lock, that is something that in the home and also in the business has transformed into smart access. So we help business customers to implement access controls, and we would enhance the access control to make it smart, where you could actually integrate it with your employee time management system. You could actually use it to control the time when persons are allowed in and out of certain secured premises. We also do some work with security. Now, many customers, when they think of security, they think of surveillance and just having a camera. But that has moved a lot. Many times persons would feel, well, they would buy a camera system and that camera system would solve all of their security concerns. But then it has to be positioned properly, and of course it has to be the right technology, because it must work in the evenings. It must work with very low light, and it must give you information that is discernible. And now it must be also proactive in that it should not just tell you something after it happened, but even while an incident is happening, it should be able to report to you that there are 3 persons at the gate, or there is someone walking on my premises with a firearm. There are technologies that can actually alert you to those things. So whereas we do not provide or create those systems, being involved in technology, we will work with businesses, we will work with other customers to find the right technology systems and solutions that will work for them. We also do a lot of work with renewable energy systems. Keith can provide some more information on that.
Yeah, but before we go into the renewable energy systems, we also do the UPS systems, small units, like I mentioned earlier, even the small unit that just goes under your desk for your one PC, or in larger institutions. For example, we recently did one at the post office building. So we have partnered with a very well-known international brand, Vertiv, and we are able to provide a whole range of different UPS options, right?
Just to interject, some persons heard the word UPS, but not everyone is aware as to what is a UPS and how important it is.
Yes, so it's amazing how we take acronyms for granted, right? But UPS basically means uninterruptible power system, right? So, power fluctuations and power interruptions are not uncommon, right? They're not uncommon and they happen. However, you really in your operations, you do not want power interruptions, and according to the business that you're in, you don't want it at all, right? So a UPS provides continuity of power in the absence of power or in the presence of fluctuations, right? So that if DOMLEC goes, you may not even know because your systems continue to run on the UPS. However, that will be for a defined period because it depends on the size of the system, how big your batteries are, etc., how much you're consuming. So yes, UPS systems provide that secure power for your operations, right? So moving on to renewable energy systems, well, there are different types of renewable energy, but our area of focus is in the solar PV space, right? And that is what we've been doing for a while. Again, as my partner mentioned, coming back from cable wireless, I think the first set of solar PV systems were put in by cable wireless back in the 1980s, and I happen to have been involved in that. So we do have together a long history and experience in renewable energies. Now, transitioning to renewable energy, it forces a change of habit, right? In that you become more aware of how much you are consuming, when you are consuming, right? Because renewable energy does cost a bit, and you're not going to have a system that far exceeds your requirement. So you want to lower your requirement as well. So once you move into that space, you begin to turn lights off. You begin to iron during the day because that's when the sun is on. So it changes that habit that you might otherwise just take for granted, right? Some people see it as sort of intruding in their habits, but nonetheless, I think it's a modification of habit, right? So there are primarily three types of renewable systems, like we do. Off-grid, basically you have no connection to DOMLEC, you have sun, you have batteries, and you have power. Then we have the grid-tied systems, primarily done by the commercial space, where this is connected to DOMLEC and provides additional power, supplements your power requirement. And then we have the grid interactive, where you have a mix of both. You have your own system, which works with DOMLEC to provide your power. So in the absence of if you have no sun for 3 days, then DOMLEC will continue to provide the power, and you wouldn't even know it. It's seamless, right? So the structure types, we do roof mounts, galvanized roof, concrete roof, ground mounts. So whatever the environment is, we will work with the environment and provide the best solution, right? System monitoring. So very often, that part is ignored. And this is, in our view, one of the most important most important aspects of really maintaining a good renewable system and usage, right? You can put your system in and not know what it's doing. You don't know how much power you have. And we've come across a lot of customers who have been sort of disappointed and disenchanted with renewable energies, primarily because there were some key components of engineering and design were missed, right? So we make a big deal about ensuring that, yes, you have renewable, but you must know. You must feel the pulse of your system. You must know at any given time what it's doing, right? So it's a critical component that we always ensure or try to force onto the customer. These provide very live monitoring. We'll do a demo in a bit where we can look at 2 systems right now and show exactly what it's, it shows you the amount of energy that's being trapped, the size of the battery storage, actual capacity you have, etc. And these are online, very active. You can, on the move at your home, through the internet and through your smartphone, you can actually see at any given time what your system is doing, right? Recently, we've partnered with a local dealer, which enables us to present to the market 2 key brands. A European brand, Victron Energy, is a big and well-known brand, and also a Chinese brand, very big as well, is Growat. So through that partnership, we're able to respond very quickly and design and deploy systems as required. Okay. So what we'll do now, we will do a live demo. So we will first do the Chinese, the Growat system. So what the systems do is they provide, like I said, live current status information. They provide a plethora of historical information as well and data. So if we just go to this, here for example, if we focus on this area of the screen right here, right? This here is showing that this customer is actually generating almost 4.5 kilowatts of power. This is his load. He's consuming just under 2 kilowatts of power. These are his batteries. His battery started charging this morning. He's at 53%. Okay, from the grid, from Domlec, he is actually consuming nothing from the grid. So all of his current consumption plus the charging of his batteries are coming from the sun at this instant while we speak. It is live, okay? If we look across here, we can see that so far for the day, he's generated 9 kilowatt hours of energy. And since the system has been put in, which is a few months, he's actually generated a whopping 1.7 megawatt hours of energy, which is quite, I mean, if we translate that to a Domlec bill, it's quite a few, quite a few dollars, right? So let us continue. If we look down here a little bit, it is showing, again, a summary of what's over on this side, what he's generated for today, what is imported for the grid today, and what is done since the system has been in. So you can see very clearly here, if we compare what he is generated from the grid, consumed from Domlec, and what he's consumed total, you can see that, you know, he's not doing too badly, yes? He's consumed a lot more than what he's had to use from Domlec. And if we look lower down the chart here, we can see live right now. This is the night time right here, where there is no sun. And this is the blue showing where the sun came up and began to charge his batteries, right? So this will go on until, obviously, sunset. But you can see that his power was provided through his solar system through the entire night, just under 1,000 watts of power through the night. And during the day, his consumption goes up because he's using different things in the home, right? If we look over here, we can see what his battery status was like. Last night, from midnight, the battery was at 60%. By 4 o'clock in the morning, by 6 o'clock in the morning, it had gone down to around 30, just under 30%. And once the sun came out, then it began to charge up again. So he's currently at just about 42%. Okay. So this is, like I said, this is the Growat brand. You can move over very quickly to the other brand here. There's another customer. It's a different view. It's a different brand, like I said, Victron Energy. Here again, we have a summary of what the system is doing, a picture, a one shot. He's not consuming anything from Domlec over here. His battery is just about 100% now, which is very good for this time of day. He's already put back in the energy he consumed overnight. Currently, he's using just 800 watts, and the solar PV system is generating 1,200 watts. So this is the sort of view that the customer wants. They want to know what's happening to the system. And as you adopt more of the practice of using renewable energy, you become more interested in that sort of information. So again, here's a graph here, a little chart that shows over the last 2 days. Over the last 2 days, he's produced 27 kilowatt hours and consumed 23 kilowatt hours. He hasn't paid or consumed anything from Domlec right here. You can see that, right? So just looking at this chart here, you can see this customer only comes down to around, every night, he goes down to around 60%. So he's not a big consumer of his storage overnight. He only uses 40% of his storage overnight under normal conditions, and by midday he's already fully charged. So that's just a typical example. And there's a lot more information and data that's available. If we look at the advanced, we can see very quickly here there are a whole lot of charts that show you different aspects of performance of the system. So all of these really is meant to give the customer the good experience and knowledge of what the system is doing for him, to guide his decisions on what he wants to do with the system, what more he can do with it, and also just the knowledge and the pulse, feeling the pulse of what he has or she has really is desirable, and customers express a lot of gratitude in that view and the understanding of how their system is performing and what they can do with it. Yeah, you know?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that detailed review, Keith. I think one of the things that many of our customers may wonder, we are focused on technology, but why so much focus on renewable energy? And for us, we see that they go hand in hand, and the renewable energy systems that we provide will not be just for consumers or residential customers, but business customers too also need to be even more concerned or focused on their energy. And by working with us, it's not just that we provide the energy, but we also help to implement the energy solution using the right technology, using the right management. We know that there's a growing trend, in fact, a revolution in terms of smart homes, smart devices. And for a while, there was a very low adoption of those systems here in Dominica. But by integrating the technologies, integrating the networks, and the energy systems, we now can take a big step forward and help customers to implement smart devices, smart controls, and basically make their homes a lot more comfortable and more technology oriented than they were before.
Thank you very much, Picard Technologies, for all that wonderful information. Clearly, Dominica is moving forward, right? We've moved forward, and we're going to continue moving forward. And like you're saying, it's very important to ensure that your systems are secured, because we're talking about servers, we're talking about computers, we're talking about camera systems, we're talking about door locks, right? And all of these are integrated into the system. So if you can just touch on a little bit more as to why security is very important. You also use a big word for us, ransomware, or hijacking or blackmailing. And I know that has, like you've mentioned, that has happened in Dominica, and your data is important. So just imagine you've had a whole year's worth of information entered, and someone comes and takes that information, takes it away from you, and says, hey, pay me how much? How much do they ask for?
In Bitcoins, sometimes.
Right. So they're actually asking for Bitcoin. I see my partner smiling behind his mask at the back there.
More than you can usually afford.
And as you said, more than you can afford. And if you don't pay them, you're going to lose that information. If you lose that information, you have to re-enter all of that information. That is one risk. But also, if it is personal information of a client, imagine they put that out there. So if you could just touch on some of these things for us.
Correct. And again, these are not abstract risks. These are things that happen from day to day. They happen with customers that we work with, and they happen with customers that impact many of the people in the public domain. Security is one thing that many times persons do not act until it is too late. We do not always secure our passwords. We take things for granted, and we do not always have the best practices about how we save or how we protect data. One of the things that we have been doing is raising that awareness about the risks and providing solutions, not just identifying problems, but providing solutions. So especially in the managed IT space, we look at firewalls, we look at systems that will detect intruders and will make sure that they are not allowed to have unauthorized access. In terms of users, especially with the new risk of ransomware, There are many practices that persons have that we kind of raise the awareness of, not just in terms of passwords, but sometimes some persons, they may use devices and they do not always ensure that the devices are up to date with the latest patches. And then if you do not have those patches, someone out there can use maybe the simplest methods to access or to compromise your systems. So we encourage persons to make sure that their devices, their phones, their computers, their network devices are always kept up to date, and that they have proactive means of knowing when persons are attacking them and what measures they can take to protect themselves.
Yeah, if I may just add the physical component to that with the surveillance that we do and the access control, that's the physical part, and I just mentioned the soft part as well. This is also critical to guard against malicious intent. Okay.
Yeah, so firstly, I'd like to apologize to the listeners for the increased chatter that you may hear in the back. There's a little situation that is being handled, so we just want to apologize to our listeners for that, and we just wish the individual who's leaving right now all the best, and wishing her that she's safe and healthy. Like you've mentioned, the cameras, again, and that is why we have professionals here today who are into that space, Picard Technologies, Eclipse Technologies, and many others, to ensure that when you have your cameras at home, that you put them in the right place. In addition to that, you don't want persons accessing your camera system and utilizing it to know when you're not home, or to maybe get images of yourself in compromising situations, and I want to say the other one. So again, it's important to tap into the experts that we have here who will help you in terms of moving. So you're not alone. We have companies in Dominica who are capable of providing the advice as it relates to infrastructure, to security and stuff like that. As we talk about your finances, we have individuals who are providing amazing services in terms of that, to ensure that you can protect yourself. And most importantly, what we're here for is to impact knowledge on you so that you're in the best position to move yourself forward, your companies forward, and also even from a government standpoint. So we really want to thank all of you for that. Could you just reconfirm, how do we contact your company in the event that someone wants to ask you questions and stuff like that?
Well, our company, of course, our website is available. It's www.pickaat.com. That's PICKAAT.com. Our direct number is 440-8931. You can also email us on service@pickaat.com. That is service@pickaat.com. And of course, we are also on social media, on WhatsApp, we are on Facebook, and we are looking forward to consulting with you. We are looking forward to understanding your business, understanding what your objectives are, and helping you to use technology to achieve and to exceed those objectives.
Just to add, our offices are located at Canefield in the industrial estate. Yeah, easy access, no parking issues, so we are open, to anyone.
So thank you very much to the team from Picard Technologies for being here today, but most importantly for providing these services to our people in Dominica. And I can see some of your team members are here to give you that added support. So you have a big team who can implement the various things that persons need in the various companies. So again, in closing, the Ministry of Public Works and the Digital Economy, through the Caribbean Digital Transformation Unit, our role here is to ensure that our people are knowledgeable in terms of what's going on in the digital economy, how to use it, to ensure that they can also use it to earn additional income. In terms of companies, we're encouraging our companies to provide these services, to use the technology to make it easier for their staff, because your staff are your customers too. And also to use it so that your clients can get better service, can have better access to you. That's one of the important things. People always want access, they always want questions answered, and you want to ensure that persons have using the technology to be able to answer these questions. So we're going to continue this. We have 2 more sessions to continue next 2 Wednesdays, and we look forward to your continued patronage and listening and sharing these. So we're going to wrap up now. So we're going to introduce Luana again to give us some closing words in terms of her business and the services that she offers.
Yes, thanks, Mr. Tong. So if you're interested in financial coaching, couples coaching, or you have a small business that you're trying to pivot, conduct an assessment, strategic planning, or prepare your financial statements for tax season, you can reach out to us at luana@myfinancefocus.com. You can also reach us on WhatsApp. We are always available at 276-0347. If you're on social media, you can go to any of the social media sites and type in Finance Focus and send us a DM, send us a message, and we will get back in contact with you. One of our upcoming features on the website is our chatbot. And as Grayson and Mr. Tong mentioned, it's an easy way to get instant access to your queries, your comments, and feedback. So look forward to that on myfinancefocus.com.
Thank you very much, Luana. We now turn over to Mr. Grayson Stedman Jr. from
Good.
Eclipse Technologies.
Thanks again, Robbie, and thanks to the team behind the Caribbean Digital Transformation Series. So Eclipse Technologies, as mentioned before, if you are looking to having your online presence, we are here to provide that type of solution. Remember, having a website is not just something you build and you forget about it. It's like a car, you have to maintain it. So even if you already have a website and you need someone to maintain it, you need someone to update it, to make sure it's safe and secure, we can offer that service as well. We do cybersecurity training, so of course that is very important. There are various different threats all over, internal and external. You can have your business running smoothly and a staff member gets an email, clicks on one link, and that can compromise your entire business. You can get infected with ransomware, as Aina mentioned, and having that cybersecurity training is very important. Apart from having the firewalls and the secure servers that Peacock mentioned, the training and knowing what to do and what not to do is also very important. And we are all about partnership, and we'll be putting out some more information about the partnerships that we've formed recently. So we'll be putting that out very soon, so look out for that. And again, Eclipse Technologies, you can reach us at our website, eclipsetech.com, eclipsetech.com. Again, our phone number, you can reach us by WhatsApp or phone call, 767-617-2008. Email address, contact@eclipsetech.com. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We're not on TikTok yet, but I suspect we'll have to get there. And remember, Eclipse Technologies, Eclipse spelled for Y. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stedman. We just want to thank all of the companies who've been here so far. We've had Mlaja, which is a mobile wallet. A mobile wallet means you can put money on your phone, and that is a company that is done by the Credit Union League. So in case you want to pay someone, whether the person has an account or whether the person has an app, you can pay that individual, and that individual can go to 22 of the various credit unions and actually cash out, or you can go to companies who actually offer those funds. With the app, you can actually see persons walking around the city who can top up your phone if you require to do so. We have Flow next week. We had Finance Focus today for all your financial needs and your coaching needs. We had WeForward Freight Master, who does online ordering. Next week we have Quick Delivery. We also had Dowasco, and the Dowasco themselves also have a payment gateway that allows you to make payments. It allows you to see your water usage. It allows you to get your bills, so no longer we have to be printing all of that paper. So Dowasco is also ahead of its time. We have Shop BM, which is basically our Amazon in Dominica. If you're feeling tired and you want to order your goods and your supermarket items online, you can do that online, and they will actually deliver it to you anywhere in Dominica. Next week we should also have Sagicor, which is an insurance company. We had a National Bank of Dominica, again, providing various financial services. If you want to get a loan online, you want to get a credit card, you can actually do all of these online, and all of these companies have great websites that provide you with information and how to contact them. Domlec, we had Domlec also. Again, Domlec provides amazing services. You no longer have to wait for that paper bill. You can actually get an email online, or you can get a text message when your account is below, and you can also pay those online. You no longer have to stay in a line to make those payments. You can do all of that online. And again, as Keith was talking about, even through the DOMLEC system, you can also see your usage and to also control your usage to reduce your electricity bill. We also had Jolly's DM, which also has a website and provides various services, not only for themselves, but they provide those services for other companies. So all of these services are online. Today we had Picat Innovations providing you with technological services, managed IT services, technology solutions, access control, surveillance, and renewable energy. We have Eclipse Technology with us again, providing you with many different services, especially the management of your social media presence, security, and all of these things which are very important to us as businesses and small businesses. Next week, we're also going to have Carib Eats, which is also an online delivery service primarily for food. And we just want to congratulate all of the companies in Dominica who are already offering these services. We really want to say thank you to all of you for also taking time out of your busy schedules to educate the Dominican public on what is available online and how you can make their lives a lot easier. So the government of Dominica, through the Ministry of Public Works and the Digital Economy, again through the Caribbean Digital Transformation Unit, we are very excited to be implementing these programs to ensure that our people are not left behind. One of the things that the Honorable Prime Minister stated is that he wants no one to be left behind, because we all know, and I think we all understand, that digital technology is the future, and there's so much that we can achieve, and what we have to do is to ensure that our people are knowledgeable, and we will do our utmost best to ensure that is done. Soon you'll be hearing of what we call the innovation hubs, because many times individuals say, hey, I don't know about this, I don't know about that. But we are doing our part to ensure that there will be about 15 what they call innovation hubs throughout the entire country, where you can go there free of charge, where there'll be computer access so that you can learn the various programs, the various topics. So even when Luana is doing a program on managing your finance and stuff like that, you could actually go, because not everyone has a device. There's always something called the digital divide, where someone may not have internet, someone may not have an actual device. So we're trying to ensure that we reduce those barriers to ensure that you have access to learn and to continue moving yourself forward in the right direction. We want to thank Ministry of Public Works. Thank you very much, P.S. Roland Roy, for all your support. Yes, and we continue. So we are committed, the government is committed, and we look forward to you joining us next week. Again, to Grayson, Luana, Ina, and Keith Benjamin. Thank you very much for being here. And also thank you to the technology providers for having us streaming live and looking as lovely as possible. Again, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us, and look forward to you next week, next week, Wednesday at 9 a.m., same place, same websites. Again, like and subscribe our pages, and when you're seeing these posts, please share them. Share them to someone else, because you're going to be able to impart knowledge on someone else. Thank you very much for being here with us. Have a